This is another edition of Luclear Fusion. Let's get into it. So today's kit is the LEGO DC Comics Superheroes Nightcrawler Tunnel Attack. And this is the review. So I have a quick confession to make. This is obviously a little older kit, and I bought it with my saved up money like a couple years ago, and it was supposed to be my first ever Luclear Fusion video. Now, if you look through my history, that was obviously passed on to the LEGO City Airshow Jet. By the way, you should check it out. It's a pretty fun video to look at little me. And this ended up being just kind of put to the back or the side, and now I'm doing a review on it. So let's check out the box. Now, on the front, we have a really cool picture of the Nightcrawler fighting some Parademons with Flash over here in a mother box. Now, here we have all the set information, the age, the kit number, the name, and the parts count. And we have the DC Comics Superheroes box art on the top, and our figures here, which are two Parademons, Batman and the Flash with a Power Blast feature that we'll check out later. Now, around the back, we have the Nightcrawler, some of its features here, Batman and Flash, and again referencing that Power Blast feature. Now let's get into the build. Finally finished, we can take a closer look at the thing as a whole. Now my first impressions are that just the whole thing was very tedious and kind of slow feeling to build, because you're building like these little kind of thigh parts here and here, and then these, and the whole thing just feels very repetitive and like you've been doing the same thing for hours. Now, that said, let's take a closer look at the vehicle itself and then the figures, and then we'll go on to the overview. Let's get into it. Here is the close-up vehicle. Now, on the front, you'll notice that we have this kind of grill-looking part here. That's a sticker. And we also have this little bridge, almost, thing that goes up. And this windshield piece that they've used is the same as the side panels on Anakin's Jedi Interceptor from way back. And to get it open, it's really hard, but you have to get your finger up under here and then you can push it open. And then you can see Batman in there. And if you take out Batman, you can see that we have a little console stickers in there, along with a little piece with a line to go in between his legs, so he just stays in there. And there's no stud, so he won't just ditch his legs in the cockpit. Now, when you're closing it, be careful not to close it too much, or else you won't be able to get into the cockpit, and you're just kind of gonna have to take it apart in order to get Batman out or back in. Now, on the top here, these big orange and gray cylinders are little things so that you can twist this knob and shoot the little studs one by one. And those are definitely lost now. I don't think I'll ever get them back. But luckily, the kit does come with 12 extra studs so that you can refill both of them. Here on the side, you'll notice that we have these little circles here. And those are just printed tiles with kind of a metallic shine on there. It looks really cool, and that's actually how these big legs are held on, and that's exactly what it looks like. Now, we have these little clip details here that you can swivel around if you'd like, and these huge ratcheted Technic pieces, and that's how you kind of lock the legs in place. It's just that big ratchet piece, and that's what you use to move the legs. Now, on the bottom of the feet, we have these wheels so that you can have a tank just like the real Nightcrawler, or I say real, it's really just in the Batman movies. And you can position all of the legs to be like this, and it does support all of its weight, so you can have a really cool Batman walker machine, and it's really fun. Now on the back, you can see that we also have these two big lights here, and those are just kind of like a big light bar, so Batman could probably see better. And on the back we also have this little orange thing. Not sure if this is supposed to be like a little jet propulsion thing or just like a tail light or what, but it's there and it looks cool. Now we also have Batman's grapple gun here and his batarang, which are kind of necessities to have for Batman, or his gadgets. And you can actually put those on the back of the Nightcrawler so that you can just carry them around in one and not lose your pieces. That would do it for the Nightcrawler. Now let's move on to the 4 different figures and the mother box. Here is the mother box, and it's just a little brick-built box made with these little brick pieces. And we have a nice printed tile up here. It's actually kind of metal, shiny, looks really cool. And that could be used for, I'm just thinking here, maybe a train station or something. I don't know, but that's a pretty cool piece that you can use for mocks. Now on the bottom we just have this little plate here, and it's really simple and you can't put anything in it. Now let's go on to the Batman. Here is Batman. He looks really cool, and I love the shiny little print on his torso and legs, and even on the back underneath the cape. And while we're on the back, we'll just take a look at it. It's just the back of his suit with some really cool black lines. And again, that shiny print looks really cool and gives it that cool Justice League suit scale look. Now on the front, we have more of those cool little scales with a really nice bat logo, and everything is just very detailed and nice. On his legs, you'll notice that he's wearing black boots. Now I got this set really hoping that Batman had dual molded legs, because I've never had a figure with them. And he does not, he just has black legs, but that gray printing looks really cool. Now if we lift up his little cowl here, you'll notice that he does have a full face front, and he has a little angry face in the back with this little white band on it, and that's just what they've done for the Batman figures. And I think it's really funny that they put his actual eyes and not just the white band across it. Now for the cowl, it doesn't have a chin like some past suit cowls, and it has short ears just like the actual Justice League or Batman vs. Superman suit. So Batman is pretty cool. I really like the prints. Now let's move on to the Flash. Here is the Flash. Now he looks really cool, and all of his prints are super duper detailed. Now he has the little wiring stuff on his suit just like the movie, and it's all metallic shine and shiny just like Batman's suit, and it's really cool that they can do this with the print. Now on the back, he's got more of his suit with some of those wires. It looks really cool and completes the character. On the legs, you have the little boots, and everything is printed there. It looks really nice, and I love that they've done this. For the helmet, we just have a really cool Flash helmet with these little eye cutouts here. If you take off his helmet, you'll see that he has a face that's kind of the more serious face, and the smiley face, which is really cool that they give you the option to choose between the two. Now on the side here, you'll notice that we have this little blue thing hanging off of his hand. That is the Power Blast feature from the box, and if you push from the side, supposedly it'll shoot off, but I can never really get these to work right. Oh, it kind of worked. That's kind of cool. But this is kind of an alternative, even though, or an alternative to stud shooters, even though I'm pretty sure Flash doesn't shoot electricity with his hands. It's still fun to have in the figure. Let's go on to our Parademons. Here we have our 2 bad guys, the Parademons, and they both look identical except for the wings, so I'm just going to take this guy out of here, and then we have this guy left over. So the stud shooters, I think everyone knows how they work, but if you don't, you just push this little gray thing here and it shoots your studs away and gets them lost forever. Now we have this really nice detailed face print here, torso print and leg prints. They all look very nice and detailed, very sharp. I love it. Now there's no side printing, but on the back we get these wings here, and those have their own little print, and they're actually plastic and bendable. So if you just bend it back like this on accident, it'll go back relatively, and you can bend it back to whatever shape you want. Now, to get the wings off, you can just pop off his little head, slide him off, like so, and then stick his head back on, so we can get a look at his back prints. Now, on the back of his torso, we get the really cool print here with his little bones showing through, and on the back of his head, we have the back of his head print, and it looks really nice, and I love the detail that they've put into the prints on this figure. It's really nice, and I love it. Let's go on to the overview. Overall, it's a pretty cool kit, and I like how it all came together. However, the build was very tedious and kind of boring because you're building these legs, and they're all very repetitive. Now, the guns are pretty cool that you can shoot all these little studs, and you can shoot studs with the Parademons as well. Speaking of the figures, they're all really nice, and I love the prints on all of them. Now, the mother box is a pretty cool little inclusion that you get if you want to recreate the movie. Now, I also really like how you can change the vehicle itself between a walker that can support its own weight and a tank that you can drive around. Now, be sure to like, subscribe, smack the bell, and I'll see you next time on another edition of Luclear Fusion.